Welcome to Kemi Talks on Facebook. This is Dr. Kemi, December 23rd, 2024. I've been talking about spirituality a lot since 2023. I've been in a spiritual mode for years. I mean, literally years. I follow the Dalai Lama. I want to know how the spiritual realm works. Why are we here? When we die, why are we going back in the soil? Why do we decompose? Many things. I am a science and arts student, okay, in science, pharmacy, in arts, public relations, and journalism. So I have both sides of the realm to look at how science might be fighting religion. Now, I want to talk about white parties. There is something called, a white party. Everybody wants to somehow attend that party. Why is it called a white party? I'll explain to you in a second, okay? There are satanic forces that work around the world when it comes to money, riches, cars, houses, just wealth. Wealth doesn't happen overnight. Okay, wealth definitely doesn't happen through hard work. Okay, the biggest scam in the world is something called a job. Job. Yeah, a job is the biggest scam in the world. There are people who don't have jobs and they have lots of money and they spend it anyhow they want, lavishly and all. So you need to go into the spiritual realm in 2025 and know why certain things happen. Okay? White parties are satanic. They're organized parties which involves the rich and the famous and ordinary people in those parties. Have you ever gone to a white party? You see famous people dressed in white, rich people dressed in white, everybody in white. And then you notice some people that are not rich or famous, they're there in the crowd. They're also dressed in white because that was the dress code. To them, they came to a dress code party with a lot of people they could network with, rich people they can run around with. They just like to hang around rich people. It goes beyond that. They're there for a reason. There's a negative energy out there in the world, okay? And that negative energy is highly spiritual. When it manifests, especially at a white party, you'll notice the ordinary people, they'll lose that energy that causes grace and positivity to those rich ones. In other words, they're sloughing away their grace, their destiny, their future. How do they say this is in Nigeria? They say some people go and do rituals to get power. Olo shogun agbára, to get power. Those power energies are coming from other people. So you have to be careful who you're talking to, who you're hanging around with, who you're having sex with, who you're doing anything that will take your positive spiritual energy out of your body into theirs. And that's what makes them successful, rich, and all that. Now, a lot of people are going to abuse me. I really don't give a fuck, okay? Because I'm telling you the right thing. I'm not a normal person. I've heard it so many times. I'm a very spiritual person. I'm a chosen one. We have been calling ourselves chosen one before all these churches and nonsense started. Okay? I have many qualities about me that is not ordinary. How many of you can write with your right hand and left hand at the same time? I'm ambidextrous. Google it. Ambidextrous people can write with their right hand, write with their left hand. And in Nigeria, they don't like lefties. So when I want to get on somebody's nerve, I'll do left. There's so many, like only one of my eyes are actually working. And some people say, oh, did you know Camille was blind in one eye and all that? I hear all these different talks. People don't know which eye, what eye, this one. She blinks 80 times a minute. I've told you I had an accident in the Alimos Go riot. That the use of my eyes, I don't like GIFs, I don't like this. You can't know everything about me. There's a lot of things. Amplified hearing. I can hear stuff that they're talking about 2 miles away. There's so many unique features. Some of you have these unique features and you need to know it. Okay, I don't know where I've been, what crowd I've been around, but some of my energy has actually left my body. And the way to get it back is another thing. Let me tell you, okay, some of you have your destinies and your future ahead of you and it looks bright. Okay, if you're standing here at A and B and your future is at P and Q, that you're going to be successful down the line in your life. Okay, you're going to die at Z, but your P and Q is where you're going to be successful in life. You're still an A. There's a long way to go. But at the end of the day, you don't want to get a P and Q is already gone because somebody has already dragged it out of your spiritual line. This is what's going on at white parties, and you're not even listening to this. Okay, the people that do white parties, do they invite ordinary artists to come and perform? They invite artists that are also rich and famous and possibly members of the Illuminati. If you don't know what the Illuminati is, I'm not getting into that. Go read about it. Okay? Now, the first white party that I encountered in my life is that one that Diddy had. Diddy has had many, but there was one in the Hamptons that I attended, and honestly, I had to leave after a certain time. After a certain time, Diddy tells all the journalists covering it to just go, because journalists are only there to cover it because it's a bad boy event. But at one point, he'll tell journalists to go, which means no more cameras. There were things happening in there that was satanic, and now we're seeing it now in this arrest. By the way, Diddy's in jail for Christmas this year. Nobody ever thought about that. There's a lot of things coming out of New York. Don't underestimate me. I'm an international journalist. I've lived 3 decades in America. If I need to call somebody in the NYPD now to get scoop, I will. Or New York reporters. There's a lot going on in that case you don't know. That's why they moved it to May of 2025. It's going to be a lot of work. It looks like far away, right? It's really 5 months' time. So, Tony Elumelu has a white party around this time every year. Everybody's always dying to go there. You see the media girls there. Ojioke from Arise News, Stephanie Busari, and that evil lady at Arise News, the one that's the MD there. They all hold themselves, held each other's hands. Go. You notice that aura. Something is very wrong in that party. Have you noticed something about white parties in Nigeria? There is one celebrity that attends all those white parties. It's a female, and she never wears white. She wears black. And there's a reason for that. Okay, drop the name of that celebrity in the comments, okay? The first right answer might get a pin. I'm telling you, because that person knows the power of 444. And that's her favorite numbers too, 44 and 444. Many of them have made sacrifices to get where they are in the Illuminati. All right, Yabo Joe had a birthday party. It was a white party. Who did you see at that white party? You saw the rich, you saw the famous, and you saw some ordinary people, okay? This is not a video bashing Elumelu, Yabo, Diddy, or any other white party. I can name plenty of white parties for you. But I'm telling you what they have in common is the spiritual aspect of draining energy from those who have it. They become richer, more powerful, more deals, more cars, more houses, more everything. But your own destiny is gone. So all of you that are always dying, look at Melu's party. Look at the crowd in the concert audience that Whiskey, Davido, and all them perform. Did you not see like so many girls in there? These are all the slay queens that hang around Ikoyi, Victoria, and like you need to know them. Okay, my son went with a billionaire on a boat cruise. I'm not going to tell you who that is. Somebody you all know anyway. It's a very, very popular rich guy in Lagos. My son followed him. I told my son to follow him to see what he does for a living, real estate and all that. They were building some buildings in Eco Atlantic. And so my son followed him and saw how the day is on the site and stuff like Eco Atlantic is not an ordinary property. But they went to a party on a boat. And let me tell you, the people on that party, on that boat, they were doing cocaine. There were girls who had BBLs. There was just a different crowd at that party. And my son saw quite a lot there, and he was just telling me and all. And the person he followed wasn't doing the cocaine. That person was the one that actually called me and said, I'm sending him back. He has had enough fun today, and I didn't want him to see certain things. It's not good for him. And it's somebody that I really trust. But at the end of the day, let me tell you guys, don't feel you need to belong, okay, to the crowds that are doing white parties and everything. Okay, look at the post that Instablog made. Instablog said, tongues are wagging because of the way Flavor and Burna Boy greeted each other. They had this thing, this pointed, they shook, they did this. Do you know what those signs are? Okay, some people say they're cult signs. No, they're more than cult signs. Okay, there is a brotherhood of a network, a spiritual network that you guys don't know. Don't die to go hang around the rich and famous. Let me tell you, the conglomerate of the Illuminati in Lagos, Banana Island, is very powerful. Don't lose your destiny. Okay, be satisfied with what God gave you. Thank